Welcome, dear Judicial Service aspirants. Today, in this session, we are going to visit the inner processes of our selection system, our selection process. Our Judicial Service selection process is, in a way, competitive examination based process. Being a competitive examination basis system, so it has many, many potentialities, many features which ensure the transparency of the system as well as the surety index of its honesty. In a discussion during previous evening meeting, some of us had, in a very silent and feeble way, tried to be apprehensive of as if there may be some dark visuals of the system. Dear Judicial Service aspirants, take it from me and be confident and be sure that our selection process has much inner systemal strength provided by the Constitution as well as by the nature. You know, we mortals, we as individuals, are having our existence under the laws of the nature. Nature is the controlling system. Let us not take it that our existence without any supervision. Our existence is within very strict supervision of the nature. Those of us who have a time and those of us who have an interest and those of us who are fortunate to be face to face with the nature's control mechanism, they are aware that each one of us have our own planetary format. Planets play a role. It is ancient wisdom that the Saturn planet controls the judicial service role of individuals. Even if we are concentrating upon the constitutional control, even then we can be 100% sure that the inner strength of our constitution and constitutional machinery, the constitutional methodology, the control over the election process is complete in itself. Those of us who still have some apprehensions, they are advised to be through the judgments of the apex court and of the high courts in selection process challenge litigations. Simultaneously, it is also advisable that we shall be through the judicial officer officers litigation adjudications. There is a good number of judgments which will provide us complete insight about the way this judicial selection process is kept at the highest honest index. Therefore, my advice to you all is that forget this apprehensions echoes some quarters. Concentrate upon your preparations. Be fully devoted to the values of justice. Glimpse and imbibe the values of law. You have as many as 20 statutes. Even if you go through the preambles of these statutes and the aims and objectives of these litigations, frames in the form of these statutes, and the law settled in these domains, you will acquire full confidence as that every cause has an answer, and the judicial answer is visited and revisited at first appellate, second appellate, and even at writ stages. As there are a minimum of 3 revisits, so be sure that any selection process apprehension in the mind of anybody is without any long implications. Selection process is transparent. Selection process is in the hands of very responsible individuals. Everything is fully institutionalized. Therefore, we as examinees, we as students, we as competitors, we as aspirants have only to concentrate upon our preparations. Let us be honest in our own eyes. Let us be faithful to us. Let us be sincere in our preparations. Our honest preparations, our hard work is bound to be rewarded. The very fact that you have consciously opted for this service, the same in itself is a surety path of success. Be confident and be faithful. Be faithful to yourself, be faithful to the nature, and remain faithful to the system. Judicial service is the noblest service. Anybody whose values will not match with this service, take it, they can not prolong their existence in this service. Be through the judgments of Haryana Judicial Service officers and see which have been the causes of these litigations and what have been the answers, what have been the judicial answers, what have been the final answers. Even with respect to Haryana Judicial Service selection processes of previous years, there have been some litigations. And if one is through these judgments, then one will be fulfilled with joy, one will be fulfilled with confidence, as that any attempt on the part of anybody to interfere with this selection process have not been permitted to have their way. Our selection process is fully transparent. We know what is going to be asked from us. We know from which filters we have to pass through. We know that we are going to be rewarded for our efforts. You know, nature is to be graceful to us as per our own karmas. Therefore, this dual supervision, firstly of the nature and secondly of the constitution, are potent enough to ensure our selection process will be completely honest. Anybody who has bad thoughts in one's mind shall be alert and careful that nature and the Constitution of India are not going to pardon them. Be with positive thoughts, be on the right path, prepare well, remain honest, be faithful to yourself, and be faithful to the justice delivery system. Be faithful to the Constitution. Take a project of what values, what ideal values did for the honest selection process, and see for yourself as to how nature and the Constitution of India is ensuring all these ideals, all these values for us. Prepare well, remain honest. Prepare well, remain honest. Thank you very much.